Right now, it's an MTV feature presentation.
Hey, Pete. Ready?
Hi, Alan.
How you doing?
Well, I'm not quite ready. I have a problem. You see, I've been trying to get into this whole Pretty in Pink thing, but I just don't know. I just don't know if pink is manly enough. You know what I mean?
Fee, I appear before you. I'm into the spirit of this pink thing, but I'm quite manly.
You are, Alan. You're so manly. How do you do it, though? If you could just tell me how you do it, I would be your best co-host ever.
Pink underwear, Fee.
Pink underwear. Yeah, Alan, that's perfect.
Hey, look, we gotta go. We're almost done.
But is the white lace manly or is the pink lace manly?
Fee.
Or maybe the no lace at all. I think no lace at all would be even more manly. Don't you think so?
Come on.
I'll just take them all, I guess.
From the Palace in Hollywood, MTV goes to the movies with the premiere party for Pretty in Pink, featuring performances by the Psychedelic Furs, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, and the Rave-Ups, with party reporters Alan Hunter and Fee Waybill talking to everybody who's anybody, from the stars in the film to the stars in the crowd. And now, getting dressed and ready, Fee Waybill.
Welcome to the Palace in Hollywood, where we're celebrating the premiere of Pretty in Pink. The new movie stars Molly Ringwald, Andrew McCarthy, and Harry Dean Stanton, and throughout the evening, I'll be inviting them and their friends to guess what color underwear I'm wearing. And if that's not enough fun, we've got performances by OMD, the Rave-Ups, and the Psychedelic Furs, who wrote the song Pretty in Pink 5 years ago. So they've re-recorded it now for the movie, and MTV's camera and crew were there for the filming of the video of the song.
How did Pretty in Pink, the song, become part of the film?
Well, John Hughes likes it, for one thing. I think Molly Ringwald actually played it to him a couple of years back and said, I like this tune, because apparently she's got something about pink. So, you know, he ended up doing a film, a vehicle for her with that song in it.
One of the reasons why I'm so pleased that this band is participating in the film is I think they're a band that hasn't compromised. And, you know, those kinds of bands are getting harder and harder to find.
Wasn't she easy? Isn't she pretty?
We've all seen a lot of movie-connected videos, and I want to do something different that would be fun to watch, which is why we took like 1,200 pictures and animated them and hand-colored them and projected them on weird structural shapes as images, integrating the band, because it's music. I mean, to me, the utmost of importance is the music, so I wanted to get the band in performance.
What do you think this movie's going to do for you as a band?
It's really difficult to tell. I'd like to think it was going to get us across to some more people, and I think it will probably certainly do that.
I hope this video and the song and the film do for the Furs what Breakfast Club and Don't You did for Simple Minds.
Why pink?
Why Pretty in Pink? Rolls off the tongue better than Pretty in Blue or Black.
All right, the Psychedelic Furs on the set of their latest video version of Pretty in Pink. But right now, on our stage, it's time to get crazy. Are you ready? Live, right here, the Psychedelic Furs!
Caroline loves and it's raining all day. She loves to be one of the girls. She lives in a place in the side of our lives, but nothing is ever put straight. She turns herself round and she smiles and she says, this is it, that's the end of the joke. Loses herself in her dreaming and sleep. walking around in this dress that she wore. She's gone, the jokes aside. Pretty in pink, isn't she? Pretty in pink, isn't she?
The Psychedelic Furs singing Pretty in Pink. And if you're wondering, like me, who is this girl who is so pretty in pink? Well, stick around, because we're going to take a look at the film's leading lady right after this.
Pleasant Valley Sunday. Irrefutable proof that you could never be too rich, too thin, or too monkeyed out. So, here we come. They're coming back. Yes, the monkeys are going away for a little rest now, but they'll be back on MTV in March. Twice a day, every day, at 12 noon and 8 p.m. Eastern. Mickey, Davy, Peter, Mike, the Monkees. Monkey Mania in March on MTV.
Hey, sure, I like guys. Sometimes I have questions.
And YM has the answers. How boys feel, how they think. YM is your magazine.
Lots of times, my clothes just don't seem right.
YM has the answers about styles, about colors, about the right look. YM is your magazine.
I'd like to change my hair, but I'm afraid of making mistakes.
YM is your magazine with all the answers. Get it, read it. It's on your newsstand now. YM.
Presenting the Volkswagen GTI. Car and Driver calls it one of the 10 best cars of 1986.
What you say?
Celebrate. Buy a new GTI by February 28th, and Volkswagen will give you back up to a full year's interest. Get the deal of the year on one of Car and Driver's 10 best cars of 1986.
What you say?
About to experience something new. A new wave of taste that will stretch your imagination. A taste so smooth, so refreshing, so irresistible. Your only choice will be to catch it. Catch the wave. Coke.
Chewy Nutty Baby Ruth. crispy, crunchy, peanut buttery Butterfinger with their great rich taste.
Well, now, here we are at the Pretty in Pink premiere party, and with me, John Anderson and Andy Summers. Good evening, guys. Just in out of the rain, are you?
Yes, great to be here.
Never rains in Los Angeles.
Cats and dogs.
John Hughes is a man who uses soundtrack music a lot in his movies. You're no stranger to soundtrack music, having worked recently on Beverly Hills Cop. Rather down and out in Beverly Hills. The Bette Midler one, not Eddie Murphy. How did you get involved in that movie project?
I mean, the crass truth is, by basically being in Los Angeles at the right time and being extremely talented, you know, I wrote a song that they couldn't refuse, and they had to use me for the movie. So.
But they used you for the incidental music and not just for
the
3-minute songs.
Yeah.
Was that something different for you?
Well, it was. It wasn't something I'd ever done before, and it was a lot of fun, creatively.
That's good to hear. What's up for you in the future? Working on a solo album?
Well, that's what I'm working on right now. I just got back to LA about a week ago. I've been very sick, but now I'm working on a solo album, which I'll probably record here in the next 6 weeks or so.
Okay, good luck with that. John?
Over to you, Alan.
No, it's you.
Oh, sorry.
What's up with you? Why are you here?
I'm just having a good time.
No, you can tell us what you're working on if you want to.
I'm just here doing a song for a film called Legends. It's a very beautiful film, and I'm just doing the title song yesterday. No, I did it today. I finished it today, so I'm having a good time in the evening.
That's good. Anything in the distant future for you, or maybe even the near future?
Well, Saturday I'm going over to London town to see Yes, and we're going to get on with the album, get into a tour and tour the world and all that stuff.
Sounds pretty busy.
Well, I look forward to it.
Thanks for coming by, guys. Have a good time at the party.
Thank you.
We're off to Fee. He's got somebody with him.
She's only 17 years old, yet she's been on stage for 12 years, and in that time she's become star of television and 5 feature films. Of course, I'm talking of none other than Molly Ringwald.
Wait a minute, don't walk away. Wait a minute, I'm
just
talking.
Please, I just don't want you.
Why?
Don't you understand
No, I
me?
don't. At all,
Will you
obviously.
listen to me? I don't want you to take me home.
Okay, why? What is the problem?
Because I don't want you to see where I live, okay?
Pretty in Pink was difficult because I was in it so much, you know. It was like every day I was working just about, except for a couple scenes, and so I had to be, you know, real focused all the time. But as far as the character, I mean, she's so much like I am. You know, I had to do it because, I mean, he wrote it, John wrote the script for me right after we did 16 Candles. So, I mean, if anybody else played that part, I mean, it'd be like somebody wearing my clothes, you know. I had to do it. Well, 16 Candles, the character was just about identical to where I was at when I was 15, 16 years old. It was like my life, you know? I mean, except for the fact that my parents haven't forgotten my birthday or anything like that. But it was very true to life. Now, I'm not, you know, 16 anymore, so I'm a different person now. I thought there was a lot of great actors in Breakfast Club, and I could learn from everybody. You know, and everybody, we agreed up front that everybody was going to, you know, give their input, you know, whether it was wanted or not. You know, everybody was going to listen to everybody. And, you know, if I had, like, a comment on, you know, one of, you know, Michael's lines or one of Allie's lines, you know, I'd say it. And sometimes it'd be used and sometimes it wouldn't, but they'd all do the same thing.
She's very hard on herself. She pushes herself. She works as hard as anybody else in the production.
The minute I met her, she was a great person, and she made me feel comfortable and secure. She was very generous and professional.
Feel any better if I asked you to the prom? I mean, I know the prom's kind of lame, so if you don't want to go, it's really no big deal.
I'm looking towards more adult roles now. You know, I mean, I don't mind playing a teenager because I am one, just as long as it's something that doesn't have the backdrop of a high school of lockers and, you know, classrooms and all that kind of stuff. It is difficult sometimes, you know, dealing with fame, and, you know, when you go to a, you know, department store and you don't have any makeup on, your hair's a mess, and people start coming up to you after your autograph, and it's a little disconcerting, but, you know, you just got to deal with it. It comes with the territory.
What you just saw was an up-close and personal look at Molly Ringwald, the actress, only 17 years old, yet she's been on stage for 12 years. She began singing when she was 4 years old with her dad's jazz band, and even sang on the Mickey Mouse Club when she was very young. And she has also, I hear, there's a rumor, that she has sung on stage with a local rock and roll band. And coming up right now, we'll have that band. They're called the Rave Ups, right here at the premiere of Pretty in Pink at the Palace. Coming up next, the Rave Ups. Don't miss it. Be right back.
Meet the most unusual police organization in the world.
I bet you have names for every part of your body, huh?
Ma. 'Cause I'm a man, a real man. Yeah.
You know how mean that dude is? He's got New York in back of it. You'll be out of business permanently.
Right now, we're the only friends you have. This body can't afford your friendship.
Their beat, Hollywood Boulevard, the only X-rated street in America.
I'd like 3 girls. Want to buy them outright.
You came to the right place.
She's just a little girl. She wouldn't even know how to make a living.
If it can be done, you can do it here.
Anything you want.
Let me give you a crash course about Hollywood.
Angels, what do I get for $200?
A piece of candy.
Your daughter's a prostitute.
Now watch this man. This is gonna look just like Bruce Lee.
How you doing, Bruce?
Hollywood Vice Squad. It's a long way from Miami. Rated R.
Now showing at a theater near you. Check newspaper.
Hi, we're back at the premiere of Pretty in Pink at the Palace Theater in Hollywood, and with me I have Michael J. Fox and Justine Bateman, both of Family Ties and all kinds of other things. Michael's been in quite a few movies, and you've been in movies too?
Justine's busier than Saturday and summer.
Is that right? Justine, what do you have coming up besides the series?
Well, right now I'm trying to get a feature film, so who knows?
Hey, there's a lot of casting agents hanging around back here. Who knows?
You're nerds, though, you know, it's not the place.
I know. Well, I know, Michael, you're Canadian and a big fan of the Edmonton Oilers, and Wayne Gretzky is a mutual friend of ours. I wondered, in Canada, is high school like it was depicted in the film in Canada? Is there social structures, class distinction? Is there rich kids telling the poor kids to get lost, or what?
Well, nobody really had any money, but I don't know. When I was in high school, there were 2 doors. There was what was called the smoking door, which was by the mechanic shop.
Yeah.
And then there was the jock foyer, where all the jocks hung out.
So there was the smokers and the jocks.
And the jocks.
And so what category did you fall into?
Well, I was a diplomat. I did, recon missions to both doors.
You were kind of a liaison guy in between.
Yeah, I was kind of in there all over
So the jocks wouldn't beat you up, and at the same time, you wouldn't have to smoke too many cigarettes.
Exactly. You got it.
So what can we expect from you in the future? Will there be a sequel to Back to the Future?
I think there's some talk of that, and of course the long-awaited Teen Wolf 2. No, I don't know anything about that.
Teen Wolf 2?
I don't know. I know nothing about it.
I play the wolf in that.
You do? I like it. Get you two together and film. It works so well on TV. Why not film?
Justine the Batgirl, I think you got.
Yeah, it's gotta be some cat girl, or I don't know.
Well, we have a lovely couple here, and we'd like to...
Couple number two, ladies.
Couple number two. Let's have a little audience applause. Okay, thank you very much. We'd like to toss it back to Alan right now, who is across the room somewhere with Annie Potts and John Cryer. So, Alan, take it away.
Fee, you're remarkable. You know exactly who we're talking with. Good evening, guys.
Hi.
You look spiffy and everything.
Hey, it's my job.
Annie
Industrial strength spiffiness here.
Well, look, you know, your character's name was Ducky.
Yes, yes.
And one of the really highlights of the show for me, and perhaps your character, was the tenderness scene.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we happen to have a little clip right here.
Well,
of that.
show it by all means.
Let's take a look at it, if we have it.
One more tune, and it's off to enjoy a terrible relationship. Furrier next door loves this.
Neon smoke so gentle, yeah. It makes it easier to bear. You won't regret it, no, no. Young girls, they don't forget it. Love is their only happiness, yeah. But it's all so easy. All you gotta do is try. All you gotta do is stand. Hold on where you wanna. Squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave her. Get to the top, the time you tender that. You got nobody love her, man. She's just that fine, man. You got to squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave. You got to hold her, and rub her soft and
One of the highlights for me, certainly.
It was almost Start Me Up, as a matter of fact. We were about to do the Rolling Stones' Start Me Up, but we lost the rights to that. So this was given to me about a day before we shot it, and I had to choreograph it with a choreographer, Kenny Ortega, who's wonderful, and that's what we got. I mean, it worked out really well.
Weren't familiar with the song before that, though.
Never heard it before in my life. The only thing I'd heard from Otis Redding was Dock of the Bay. So this was, you know, so I had to acquaint myself with him really fast and learn all those, you know, and oohs and ahs and love is something, you know, and that was very difficult.
Must have gotten banged up a little bit, too, rolling around like that, I'll tell you.
I was nursing some serious wounds right around here for a while from the bang up on the wall.
We've heard from some cast members that there's a little bit of Ducky in your personality. Is that true?
Yeah, there's a lot of it, actually. This was just me, and it was sort of a combination of me and John Hughes. I really got the feeling that this was the kind of person John Hughes really wanted to be when he was a kid. And we're both just such nerds, you know. What I'm advising people is that, you know, get along with nerds, because we're going to be rich. We're going to be on MTV someday.
Someday. Andy, you play the part of a woman who comes from the 60s. I mean, you think there's any similarities between 60s people and the kids that were in this movie?
I don't know. I don't think I'm hip enough to, like, you know, figure it out. I am a product of the 60s. I was an old hippie, you know, so...
But you've kept yourself so well, though. Your relationship with Molly Ringwald in the movie was sort of a sister-like relationship. I mean, was that the way it really was on the set?
Actually, yes, it was. I mean, she's so dear, and you know, just the way things went. We had a nice rehearsal period too, so those things got to develop. And I am actually old enough to be Molly's mother, and so they just like, honey, how can I help you? So yeah, that really didn't come up.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Thanks for talking with us. Good luck with everything. We're off to Fee now, I believe. Backstage. Let's go backstage.
Yeah, I'm back here, Alan, and backstage trying to get the rave-ups out of their dressing room. Yo, guys! You ready? Yo, all right. Come on, you guys come with me, okay? Hey! Hi, everybody. We have the rave-ups here, ladies and gentlemen. We have Terry, Tim, the drummer, Jimmer, the lead singer, and Tommy, the bass player. And it's time to play rock music, guys. You know what I mean, eh? Okay? It's time to do the number. Everybody's ready. They're going nuts. They're wild outside. So we're going to... Now, what's the name of the song again? Positively Lost You. Me. You. Well, positively lost you. So let's go me. Before we lose everyone, let's go to the stage. And one thing I wanted to ask was, what's the deal with Molly Ringwald? I mean, naturally, I just wanted to know. How did you guys meet Molly, or did she?
She came to see us a long time ago. Really? We were just playing in small clubs around town. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I heard she actually performed with you a few times. Is that true?
Yeah, several times.
Several? Will she be here tonight, you think?
Well, it is her movie.
It is. It is her movie. Did she have anything to do with getting you guys into the movie here?
I don't know. You know,
she gave us passes. She gave you 4 passes. I like that. I like that. Well,
we haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen the movie yet?
No.
You guys were great. You were fabulous. The hair is a little long, but you know, you want to take care of the hair in post. It's no problem.
Continuity.
Yeah, continuity. Okay. So let's do this song, and you guys are going to be big stars after this movie. I mean, it goes without saying. It's going to be happening.
Well, tonight it's the MTV debut of a band who actually got their start right here in Los Angeles. So if the guys will just hobble on out here and get themselves ready. You loved them in the movie. You'll love them live. From Los Angeles, please welcome, you ready? The Rave-Ups.
You wants me, she loves me not.
Their first feature film, their first major MTV party, good pals of Molly's, which means they're good pals of mine. And I'm beginning to smell big things in the future for the Rave-Ups. What'd you guys think?
The Rave-Ups are the greatest.
You loved it.
I've
right?
sung with them.
Unbelievable. Well, what I want to talk about is high school proms. Okay? Did you go to your high school prom, Harry?
No.
We have Harry Dean Stanton and Beverly D'Angelo. And what about high school prom?
I was very introverted. I don't even remember going to a high school prom.
You didn't go?
No, I had a lot of deep-seated emotional problems.
Is that right? That's a shame. What, so you haven't been able to clear those up?
No, I'm better.
Oh, you're better now?
Yeah.
Oh. You had quite a few problems in the movie.
Now.
Yeah?
Just making up for lost time.
In the movie, you were pretty twisted emotionally.
Which movie?
This last movie, Pretty in Pink. You remember?
No, I wasn't twisted in that at all.
Well, you were kind of couldn't get a job, couldn't admit to yourself that you weren't really happening as a single parent.
But I had a heart.
But you did eventually. I thought the best scene in the movie was when you finally did admit it and broke down, and fabulous. That was, to me, the best scene in the movie. I loved it. It was great. Well, and you're great, Harry, but I won't stroke you.
How about Beverly?
How about you? Did you go to your high school prom?
Well, the point of the junior-senior prom at my high school was to say you were going and then to go somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Too cool to go to the prom. Is that the deal?
Well, there were cooler things happening elsewhere, but you could say I'm going to the junior-senior prom, won't be back till tomorrow morning, kind of deal.
I get it. So it was an excuse, in other words, to get out of the house for overnight.
The other side of town.
To cross the tracks. I see what you mean. I see. Well, it's been great talking to you guys. They unfortunately keep these things nice and short and sweet.
Did you go to your
prom?
Actually,
what about your prom?
I did go to the prom, not with the girl I wanted to go with, but with the second choice because I didn't want to not go at all. And it was one of the dates where she sat on the door handle all night long, and I had no fun at all. And we didn't go to the river and spend the night like everybody else did. So what about reunions? How about reunions?
God, I haven't been
Do we have time for reunions?
No
time. Sorry, we have no time for reunions. No. Toss to Alan. Alan, wherever you are, it's all yours, babe. Thanks a lot. See you later.
Well, you used your time up, Fee, with that great story. Here we are with Howie Deutsch, Mr. John Hughes, respectively the director of the film and the producer and writer of the film. Good evening, fellas.
Good evening.
How are you? You've got 3 films in a row that deal with the subject matter of teenagers and young people. Why this subject so often for you?
Well, I'm getting good at it. That's part of the reason I'm continuing. I don't know, I'm just very interested in it, you know. It was an important part of my, a period of my life, and I have good recall of it. And I like doing it. I like working with young actors. I like to use music a lot, and it's a very receptive audience.
Your background was advertising, videos. As a matter of fact, you might want to tell some of the people some of the videos you've done in the past. Maybe they've seen them.
My background was doing movie trailers, and then I did some music videos with Stuart Copeland and...
Don't Box Me In.
Right. Billy Idol, Billy Joel, Annie Golden from 16 Candles, that video.
Yeah. So briefly, how did your first feature film go as a director?
It went pretty well. I think I've been real lucky. John made it very, very easy for me.
Good. We're going to go to a scene now. I call it the Andy and Blaine heated discussion at the locker room clip. So let's take a look at it. Thanks for being with us.
What about prom, Blaine?
Oh, Andy, I'm having a bad day. Can we talk later?
No. What about prom?
Come on, why don't we just meet after school?
No! What about prom?
Andy, come on.
Just say it.
What?
Just say it. I want to hear you say it.
Andy, please, all right?
I want to hear you say it.
A month ago, I asked somebody else and I forgot.
You're a liar! You're a filthy no-go liar! You didn't have the guts to tell me the truth! Just say it!
I'm not lying.
Tell me!
What?
Tell me!
What do you want to hear?
Just tell me!
What?
You're ashamed to be seen with
No,
me.
I am
You're
not.
ashamed
I
to go
am
out
not.
with me. You're afraid. You're terrified that your best friends won't approve. Just say it. Just tell me the truth.
You don't understand it. It has nothing at all to do with you. Andy!
Those are just two of the guys chasing Molly in Pretty in Pink. And to put it simply, one's the good guy and one's not so good guy. And I'm here with both of them now, Andrew McCarthy and James Spader. James is the not so good guy. Was it
I don't
fun?
know about that.
Well, I thought you were.
Right.
Was it fun playing the bad guy?
It's always fun playing the bad guy.
I really hated you in the film. I mean, I loved your acting, but you convinced me, and I
There's a
really
drink
thought
that you could pour all over me if you wanted.
You just poured it over Andrew's brand new jacket. Andrew, do you think in real life that high schoolers are so rude and there's such a great distinction of rich and poor?
Absolutely.
Was it like that when you went to school? And which one were you?
Of course it was. Of course it was.
Were you the rich guy or the poor guy?
Well, I was... no, I had a car, and so it was a boarding school, and I had a car, and I mean, if you got the car...
Then you're hip, right?
Well...
You're cool.
No, you may not be hip or you may not be cool, but you at least have the liquor, so I mean...
I see. Well, you can't say liquor on MTV.
Oh.
You didn't drink and drive, I know that.
Okay,
no.
There won't be liquor.
What about at your high school? Did you, Andrew, did you actually go to your high school prom?
No.
No? Why not?
I couldn't get a date.
Couldn't get a date. Later on.
Sad tale that I'd really like to talk about. No, it just wasn't a big deal, I guess.
I know a couple of girls here tonight. If you're still looking for a date, I could probably take care of it for you, really.
Where are they? Well,
I don't know. Anyway, this is wrap it up. Let's talk about the jacket. These guys
ad-lib interview right now.
This is an ad-lib interview.
All right,
we can pretty much say anything we want.
Okay.
Where did you like the jacket? I got this in Italy. I went all the way to Italy just to get this jacket. Cost my family a fortune. Swear to God, really. Yeah, it's sporty. Well, it's, you know. Anyway, we'll meet more stars, have more fun, more music right here when the Pretty in Pink premiere party at the Palace continues after these messages.
You know you're talking like that just because I'm going out with Blaine.
Blaine? His name is Blaine? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
It has two wheels and two sources of power, goes from 0 to 192 in one shift, and can take you places just standing still. The Yamaha DX100 synthesizer. Anything's possible.
Boy, do I get tired of tall jokes. How's the weather up there? But I don't get angry anymore. I open a Sun Country wine cooler instead. You see, Sun Country's a refreshing blend of real fruit juice and premium white wine. It tastes so great I can ignore all the wisecracks. Sun Country. Say, give me the real juice cooler. Next time you hear, could you please move? You're blocking the sun. Open a Sun Country. If that doesn't do it, squash them like a grape.
Darling, don't be dull, darling, don't be dull. It's original, one of a kind. It's exceptional, it's one of a kind. It's fundamental, it's one of a kind. And it's you. Throw it up, throw it up, one of a kind. And it's you.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Funky smoke, Bullwinkle.
It's the new Hershey's Kisses Snack Pack.
Wow, a message in a bottle.
Fan-mail from some flounder.
No, it's our new snack pack again.
Look, there's 8 Hershey's Kisses inside.
Yum.
each with that big taste of Hershey's chocolate.
And it's the same price as a candy bar. Again.
I gotta get me a new hat.
I gotta get the new Hershey's Kisses snack pack.
Well, welcome back to the premiere party for Pretty in Pink. With me is Michael Keaton. How are you?
Fine. You almost forgot my last name. Admit it. You almost forgot my last name.
Not me. You've been working on a movie
Over
in
a fun
Japan.
Party. I just want to say this is a fun party, and what I like about it is it's not very trendy.
It's a nice leather jacket you have there.
Thanks.
The movie you've been working on over in Japan.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about
We
it.
only worked for a week in Japan. It's called Gung Ho. Ron Howard directed it. And I'm in it with George Wendt from Cheers and some really terrific actors. Getty Watanabe. Went to Japan for a week. Went to New Zealand to shoot the auto factory stuff and shot the rest in my hometown of Pittsburgh. It's a great movie, March 14th.
So
There's
you
a
don't.
plug.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You said it was a terrific movie.
It's the first time I've ever finished a movie and said, this is a good movie. I knew the other ones were good, but I didn't feel that secure about them. This I feel very secure about.
Okay, we'll look for it when it comes out in March.
All right,
Thanks
man.
for speaking with us.
Nice meeting you.
And go get a drink, okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes, thanks, Alan. We're here with Moon and Dweezil Zappa. Moon, first, since you're the lady, what did you think of your brother's performance in Pretty in Pink?
I thought he was unreal, outrageous. I loved it.
You loved it. Fabulous. And I just want to, since you're so familiar with the Valley Girls and that whole genre, what would a Valley Girl be considered, a Richie or a Zoid?
She wouldn't even be considered.
Not considered. Are Valley Girls that rude to each other, to girls that don't fit into their little clique, their scene?
They're not smart enough to be that rude.
Good answer. I understand. Okay. Dweezil, your scene, you played one of the Richies, right?
No.
No, Zoids. I'm sorry. You played a Zoid.
Go.
Would you describe your scene? It was quite an interesting scene, and your line was also quite interesting. Would you describe it for our folks at home?
Well, you know, my scene was white hot. To quote a phrase in the film, my scene took place in a club with a band. I was more interested in the band than the conversation at the table. And they asked me, hey, Simon, what would you do if your father came home a rich man? I said, kisses. And I watched the band.
That's great. So, well, what do you think about your career in the future? I know you've played a little bit of guitar on your dad's album.
Yeah, well, now I got my own album I'm doing, so now I'm...
You're doing a solo album?
Yeah.
So you think you're going to stick to acting or music?
Both.
Both. I can do it all. Fabulous. Great. Well, you know, both Moon and Dweezil were lucky enough to be two of the stars invited to the world premiere of Pretty in Pink at Mann's Chinese Theater earlier this evening. My tickets must have been lost in the mail, or somebody forgot them or something, because I was forced to stand outside and taunt the stars as they came in to see the picture. But it was great. I had a great time. I know you guys did. And we'll toss it back to Alan, or we'll go to a commercial or a video. Who knows what? Package. We're going to a package right now. It's about this, like that. Hi, this is Fee Waybill for MTV, here at the premiere for Pretty in Pink at the lovely Mann's Chinese Theater. It's raining cats and dogs out here tonight. I don't know if you can see it, but celebrities don't come out of the house when it rains in LA, you know. Yesterday it was like 85 and beautiful, and today it's pouring rain, so I figure we'll have mostly like Datsuns and Toyotas tonight. And anybody getting out of a Toyota is not going to be interviewed by me. It's got to be long. It's got to be 40 feet minimum, okay? Otherwise, forget it. It is slowing down a little, though, so I think we're going to get a chance to get a few celebrities in. So far, zip. We have orchestral maneuvers in the dark, OMD, and it's Paul's birthday, so we had to get him on camera. So where's the Pink, guys? What's the deal? Where's Pink?
It's the closest I could do.
This is not even close to Pink. That's not even red.
People have got bad color on their TVs.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Here's another limo right here, folks. Who knows will be stepping out. Judge Reinhold, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, don't you feel weird when people call you Judge? Not at all. I think of it phonetically.
The only people that don't call me Judge of the Police. My legal name is Edward.
Edward, I see. Well,
now the whole world knows.
What? You have to talk to MTV. You'll be a big star.
I know you. You're in the tube.
B-Way-Bill, John.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do? This is a cheap way to go to a premiere in a bus. You go in with about 600 of your friends, and you rent a bus, and it costs you about $10 each. No problem.
I came to see the MTV. That's what this is, isn't it?
Yes, this is the special.
This is like a
you can forget all the other press run down there. We're not press, we're MTV.
I see.
Where'd you get that jacket?
G2. Westwood
No,
Pavilion.
I don't need to know. It's okay.
A wise guy. Okay, boy, we got limos coming a mile a minute now, folks. It's really big. It's a really big show. Here we are, once again, with the actual rock singer taller than I am.
Heels.
Oh, heels.
That's right.
So, did you wear anything pink?
Huh?
These guys are working on a brand new album. Toto will have a new album out very soon this year on CBS Records. Close personal friends of mine.
I know.
I hear Huey came over the other day to talk to you about some tunes. I love it. It's all very close personal scene here in the LA music community, ladies and gentlemen. Don't change that channel. This is MTV and the premiere of the fabulous Pretty in Pink movie. That was me, B-Way-Bill, earlier this evening, adding some decorum and order to an otherwise frenetic proceedings. And speaking of frenetic proceedings, we'll take a look at the making of OMD's latest video, and we may even get them to perform at the Palace on stage here tonight. But you'll miss it if you leave. Get it?
Don't leave now. Please don't take my heart away.
Would you say I do to one of these men? MTV talks to the women who did.
The groupies and the fans go along with the job.
Could you take the fame, the furs, the fans? Could you be a
wife in the fast lane? Rock wives speak out. I'm Jerry Hall, and I'll be your host for a special MTV series.
You'll learn how they meet, the way they live, and how they stay together.
Every hour from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, 8 to 3 Central.
Exclusively on MTV.
Nothing requires nothing.
Sometime soon, this man could walk into your life and make you a millionaire. This man is Herb. Now that Herb loves the Whopper, he's visiting a Burger King in every state. Study the Herb poster, because the first person to spot Herb in each restaurant wins $5,000, and everybody there gets a chance at $1 million and a free Whopper and Pepsi. Spot Herb at Burger King and win $5,000 and a chance at $1 million.
The essence of Scully.
Never been a hull like this. So trim. Feels like there's nothing between me and the water.
The essence of shaving.
This is new MicroTrack, the incredible new disposable from Gillette. Unlike the Big Shaver, MicroTrack has a slim head and shaves your beard closer.
The new MicroTrack razor by Gillette.
You don't want to know.
What's he doing?
He's got our peanut butter and our chocolate.
Sounds good.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Two great tastes that taste great together.
What's he doing now?
He's got our car.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
In the showdown between the colas, there's only one deciding factor: great taste. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Welcome back to the Pretty in Pink premiere party. I'm with Andrew McCluskey and Paul Humphreys from OMD, who in just a few minutes will be out on stage performing If You Leave live. In the meantime, our cameras went behind the scenes of the making of their video. Let's see what the cameras saw.
We were invited over to Paramount Studios to meet John Hughes, and much to our amazement, he was sort of like, he knew our songs from years gone by. He'd actually been interested in us, and he said, I want you to do a song for a film I'm sort of in the process of doing, and they were just finishing filming Pretty in Pink. We were told, right, this is your space, this is the script, write a song with relevance to that. Great, so we did that in October, and came back at the end of October to discover that they changed the script, completely refilmed the end of the film where we were going to have the song, and it was like, well, sorry guys, can you write us another one?
And so we had like 3 days to do this, just before we set off on the Thompson Twins tour, and we were under extreme pressure because we had to get it done, and so we just booked ourselves into a studio and we just wrote If You Leave right off the top of our heads. It was a real gamble because if they didn't like the song, we'd be stuck with the studio bill, you know? Which wasn't a cheap bill.
We had our manager on the phone from England. If you don't write it in the first 24 hours, forget it, we're not doing the film.
I touch you once, I touch you twice, I won't let go at any price.
The premise of the video is quite simple. It's a performance within a set which has certain references to the movie, but only sort of minimal, because I think that everybody must be just about sick and tired now of seeing sort of, you know, from the soundtrack movie with, you know, the band, the film, the band,
yeah,
the film, just cut together.
To the film
so we're trying to make sort of more subtle references to the film, and really just base it around a simple performance of the band, but we're taking our time to try and make it look like a fairly classy performance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, Al, I just learned that as well as being Pretty in Pink premiere party night, tonight is also the birthday of OMD's Mr. Paul Humphreys. Happy birthday, Paul. And what better way to help him celebrate his birthday than to make him work? What do you say?
Not a bad idea. So here's orchestral maneuvers in the dark with what I guess you could call the love theme to Pretty in Pink, If You Leave.
Let's have a big hand. That was OMD here at the Palace in Hollywood. And Alan, I'd like to thank you for tonight. It was great.
You did a great job, Fee. You really did.
You know, I'd really like to see it. I'd like to see the show, see what we looked like on TV.
No problem. We're going to relive the whole Pink experience on March the 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
March 4th, Alan. Great. So when does Pretty in Pink open in a theater near me?
Glad you asked. Tomorrow, February the 28th. I guess you better start standing in line, huh?
Yeah, I guess I will. Well, I'll see you later, Alan.
Okay, look, take it easy, Fee, and don't forget to say goodbye to the crew, okay?
What crew?
Crew that's been following us around all night.
Oh, those guys?
Yeah.
Hey, do any of you guys want to stand in line for Pretty in Pink for me so I can get a ticket? I really don't have the time. Well, thanks anyway. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
It took 100 craftsmen, 160 hours to meticulously cut, sculpt, and hand-stitch this all-leather interior. If you think this is rather obsessive, we're even more obsessive about what surrounds it. Introducing the BMW L7. Life is filled with compromises. An expensive car shouldn't be.
Hey, I hope you're eating potato chips, because I got to show you something. These Delta Gold brand potato chips are so fine you can even see how good they taste. Check this out. Get out one of the chips you're eating and bring it up here. Now, I'll take out one of my chips, and you put your chip next to mine. You see how golden and light-colored these Delta Gold chips are? Well, that's exactly how they taste. Delta Gold chips absolutely sparkle with flavor, and the final proof is you take one out, you pop it into your mouth, and the bing! You are golden.